Well, more Tiki room from junk. I picked up these things that somebody was getting rid of. And I don't know if they're supposed to look dirty like this or if somebody just had them sitting around in a basement or a garage. They're from a place called Steinmart, and believe it or not, just this one thing was $20, which I think is absolutely crazy to pay for something back then. That would be like paying about $50 now for something like this. It's got these cheesy vinyl straps, but it has some nice real bamboo, and it's got this rattan weaving here. So I thought these might make good frames. Now getting these things apart involved taking out tons of staples. There are probably at least 100 staples in this thing holding everything together. So it took a while to pry them out. I used a small screwdriver and then a tiny pliers to pull all the staples out. What I did is I removed all the staples, and I removed that inner section which was so ugly and dirty looking. But I'm going to be making a template for this. I'm going to fit in a piece of wood that fits exactly into here, a thin piece of wood, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. Okay, what I came across on eBay, and I didn't buy them, they already had been sold, but I ran off a picture of what they look like. This is just on a piece of paper, and these were paint by numbers that someone had done, and I really liked the scenes in them. This is a whole screen picture of the whole frame and everything. But I didn't really care so much for the pinks and the purples. I'd like it to be a night scene like this, but I'm not so much for the purples and pinks. And since I don't have the actual paint by numbers, but what I want to do is when I get my board here that's going to fit exactly into this, because you can see this, it doesn't fit exactly because it had that other stuff over the top. But I'm going to cut a board that's going to fit exact in this frame. And then I'm going to paint that board with a white house paint for a background. And I want to draw this scene, making it look like a paint by number, kind of drawing the same scene onto the board, and then I want to paint in my own way to make it look a little more mysterious, like a night scene without so much of the purple in it. So this is my plan anyway. So I have this one taken apart. It just needs the correct size board in there, and this one I have to remove everything and then also make a board. And when they're done, it won't particularly need any type of glass in front of it, although I could probably put in a piece of plexiglass. I have scraps of plexiglass. And once the scene is all painted on the board, I could probably put this back. And I think I will use it because it's kind of neat. This one I scrubbed off. I already had scrubbed this off with an old toothbrush and some cleaner to clean it off. So once I have that painted, I want to put this back in here and just tack it on with a couple small nails. And I'm hoping to have two very nice scenes. So it'll be as big as this whole board, and it'll be hand painted. But I want it to have the same feel as a paint by number. really like these paint by numbers, but the old paint by numbers, they're really expensive to buy. I was really surprised. If you have the vintage paint by number and it's something really that's popular, like a tropical scene or some landscape scenes or flamingos or something like that, those kind really sell for quite a bit of money, which is why I probably wouldn't have afforded it to be doing it with the actual paint by numbers. But I thought this is great because I can make it to fit. And what I'm doing right now is I got to take off this very carefully. So I'm using a big screwdriver, and I'm just going to try to do this without busting it up. I'm just moving around this thing. Like I said, there's about 100 staples in this thing holding it together. Once I get this off, I don't have to worry about this because I'm throwing that out. I don't care about that at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and work on this and see if I can get this whole thing off without busting it. Working along here slowly, I expose the staples, and these are huge. These are these huge staples, and they're just, whoever made these went crazy, of course, with the staples. Boom, 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 boom. And you have to pull this up a little, and then you gotta get your needle nose in there and yank out the next staple. And they are not so easy to get out. Now that one was pretty easy, but some of these are real stinkers. Okay, so I gotta work that one out. Ow, gee. And like I said, I'm trying to do this without busting this up. So every couple inches there's another staple, and then in here there's just tons of staples throughout this whole thing. Okay, so I'm gonna keep working on this and see if I can get that all done. Okay, by golly, I got it off in one piece, and it's pretty dirty just from dust and sitting around. I don't really think that was painted on there to make it look like that. It needs a good scrubbing, and like I said, I'm going to do that next. But first, let's take a look at this. These are these, and they are stapled. Man, I have to get that off. I have to get that off with this as well. So let me go ahead and do that next. I thought these other things hand painted on a piece of wood would look pretty neat if I can do a good job on it. So salvaging this stuff and trying to make it look like something interesting. Filthy. Oh, there were only 62 staples. Some of it's kind of overkill. Now I've made templates for them out of cardboard because they're rather irregular. Not only because of the bamboo, but just because of the way they were constructed. It would be hard to get them at exactly right angles. And then I cut out some thin plywood scraps I had. And now I just have to tweak them a bit. This one fits in here. like this. And I have to sand them down a little bit to get them to fit exactly. I wanted to cut them just slightly bigger because I didn't want to have them too loose. So let's get to sanding this down a bit. See if we can fit these in here better. It's hard finding time to do this at this time of year. There's so much outdoor stuff to do. But I thought today I have a day off and I'm going to try to get a little of this done. So I'm just tweaking these edges down with a belt sander. Okay, laughably imperfect, but sometimes where these things stuck out, I just took off a little bit here. And look at that, I got a big gap here because it sanded down faster than I thought. But it fits, and that's all I care about. And here's the other one. And it's not perfect. Like I said, but these things were very irregular. You know, the bamboo sticks out in places where it sticks out. But there's going to be that other piece that goes on the edge, so it's not going to matter that they don't fit exact. I say they fit, but there's gaps now because I sanded a little too much in some areas. But who cares, right? You're not going to see it anyway. Okay, so the next thing is to get the primer out and give these guys a good coating of primer. So what I've been doing is transferring it. It's not going to be exact, but it's similar. And I'm going to do the clouds to look like a paint by number. I haven't put them in yet. And this is on the wood that I had painted. It's just a piece of thin wood. And it's going to go in those frames. So this is the one that I kind of sketched out. And now I have to finish. I started with this one, and I'm going to be sketching this one out too. Boy, the sun keeps coming and going here. While I'm waiting for the workmen to come and continue to repair stuff here. I have to hang around. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch this next one out. So basically I want it to look like a paint by number when it's done, but I'm not trying to make it exact. So I'm just going to pencil in some things here. I got the trees coming up here, and I'm just gonna do the leaves and then fill them in here. Here's the fronds. This one back here, it's kind of lower down in different blues, cobalts, and teals for the sky. And I think I want to put a moon peeking through some clouds. But along here we have the shoreline. I got the shadow here. And then there's a reflection here. Okay, well I finished the sketches and I'm starting to paint in a very dark green for the shadowy parts of the leaves. And then I'll work on it this week and see if I can get the whole picture done. Hopefully it'll look like a nighttime scene with a moon out, and hopefully it'll look like a old paint by number. See you next time.